In the old buildings here, we'd managed our farmers' market, even having to cover it over because it rained inside from the holes in the roof, and people came. So we really realised that it was very important to have some sort of place down here that could be used for that sort of thing and more.
What you've got is a huge, versatile hall. We've got a beautiful suite for adult care and support, and over the top we've got some very, very lovely offices for people to work in.
The funding for the whole building was a mixture of grant and loan. So the loan needs to be paid back, as well as we need to pay obviously the operating cost of the building. Having the business space upstairs provides those funds to fund the loan repayments and support some of the operating costs of the building. And then the letting of the hall, which is the community space, provides the top-up fund, if you like, to actually make the project break even and hopefully generate some more funds for further projects that we can do in Helston as well.
We don't want to be an organisation that runs a building. We want to be doing things, and therefore we quite enjoy it when people come to us with ideas for projects that we can help with.
We've got a lot of information from the St Neots historians, which we've brought with us to the archive room, and we are now running the archive on behalf of the Parish Council, and we're going to be putting on over the next year some free sessions so that people can come and look. We're also teaching people how to archive stuff, how to digitise, scan and use the computers as well. It also means that as we've now got a home, we've got a fair amount of equipment too, we can encourage some of the villagers to come and help us.
I think with the money that we had in hand, and the money that the Parish Council had raised, and the money that we'd raised through the St Neots Week, we probably had enough money to stick a new roof on it and maybe renew the floors. The real big help that we needed was when CRCC came to us and said, look, there's a community and social enterprise fund that we think you'd be suitable for. Converting it as we've done, you can make it very, very efficient. It's heated with a ground source heat pump. We're registering for the Renewable Heat Initiative to help with the running costs of that. It's highly efficient, very attractive, clean, furnished, and it is an attractive space for businesses to come and rent. Yeah, I think in the future that the businesses and the sort of community services have got to be much closer together. Yes, I think we aim to take the rents from this office space, and this actually is a small workshop, and cross-subsidise the running of the public space.
Simon Ryan took me round this very derelict building with so much enthusiasm for how he wanted to see the future for the residents of Millbrook and the other 5 parishes of the Rhone Peninsula, how much need there was for a building of this type. His ideas were beyond what the local action group could do at that time, but we were very well aware of the Community and Social Enterprise Fund running as part of the Rural Development Programme for England, and we were able to make contacts with the Cornwall Rural Community Council and move things forward.
We produce a whole range of projects, anything that we think will support the local community, that will create jobs, produce services, or in some way improve the opportunities here. The charity shop, for example, has 2 really significant things that it achieves. It gets a large number of typically retired people out of their homes and into community contact. Secondly, we are recycling the proceeds from the charity shop directly back into the community through a new local charity, separate to ourselves though we set it up, which is directly giving out small grants to those who need them urgently.
Obviously it's hard to find work in the area around here, there's not a lot of work, and this was a really good opportunity for me. I've just finished university, come home, not a lot going on, and this was just here and it was perfect.
Rather than wind turbines and solar parks and other renewable energy technologies being owned by commercial developers and the value of those projects leaving the community, we wanted to show how they could be owned by local people and generate income for local community initiatives and possibly in the future supply power to local homes and businesses. The only way we were going to get anywhere is if someone invested in us to deliver a demonstrator project, and the DEFRA case funding allowed us to do that. They've provided us with a grant which gives us enough money to get the Laddock turbine as a demonstrator through planning, through grid connection, and to the stage where we can raise the money to build it from a cooperative share offer.
It's not just producing lots of green electricity, it's also helping our community become a little bit more resilient. It's making it a little bit more self-sufficient and hopefully more aware of what could be around the corner.
The idea started off from the community, not from us as a group or individuals particularly. We've kept people involved, and of course we are being funded by local organisations who have given us funding towards the building. So we've just brought them all together. If they've got money, they've provided money. If they haven't got money, they've provided support in the way of promoting the project or becoming volunteers within the building. The main focus is community, but we will have a percentage of commercial users who will obviously generate a larger sum of money. It's a building that has to pay for itself, and we think we've covered that.
RDPE was effectively designed around the sort of project that we were, and we were very grateful that the programme was available, and which was a very intelligent thing to do, that the organisations have been set up to help, just like ourselves, to actually make the programme successful in our bid. I think the best thing for this project is, apart from the obvious, the facility for Lou, is how it's brought a bunch of people together and demonstrated to the people of Lou that you can make a difference.
CASE funding has enabled a much better project, one that the community has really pulled behind. The vision as I see it is to pull communities together. Rural communities are very much in danger of fragmenting and weakening as people commute to work elsewhere or whatever else. This has really pulled the community together in a way that I didn't envisage would have happened. The bulk of the money came from the CASE grant, but the balance of the funding came from a community share issue. So what we've got is the community digging into their pockets. Over 240 shareholders contributing nearly £50,000 towards this project. Just shows us the depth of support and the feeling for it. And that generates the ownership aspect. You know, it is their shop. They work in it, they buy in it, and it really becomes a community hub because it is the community.
The volunteers are the key aspect that makes this viable and what makes it so important, and they are the backbone of the project, and their contribution of time cannot be understated. It is crucial to our success and our viability.
Outside advice was very important to us. We're effectively a group of people with some very strong skills, but not necessarily in this area, and therefore the support we received from the Plunkett Foundation or experts in this area, and then taking that forward into the advice we got from the CRCC was critically important in being able to pull the whole project together and to build that case which enabled us to apply for the grant funding.